Am I on now? Yep. Okay, so thank you, Good. So thank you, Duncan, for this opportunity, and to the McMurray University as well. I'm really pleased to come here and share my story with you. My story is, I think that I should write a book, actually, because when I told my story and what I had experienced to an advisor, a business advisor, he looked at me and said, Anne-Marie, have you done all that in a year? That is what other leaders, they do and experience in 10. And I was like, okay, so I needed to try all that, and here my story comes. So my name is Anne-Marie Hall, and I have built the amazing whole healthcare accelerator. It's my own accelerating business because I help companies grow within healthcare and within their business and their business development. As you said in the very nice introduction, Duncan, I've been working within the corporate industries within healthcare for many years, and I've been really fortunate to work with international marketing, research and development, regulatory. I have been traveling all over the world. I've been working with salespeople, doing workshops, symposiums, congresses, build up relations with key opinion leaders within healthcare, been involved in scientific articles. I've been really fortunate to learn so much. And it was actually the experience of all of what I have learned that made me feel that perhaps I could help even more. But I was actually really, really afraid to take the step that it needs to be taken in order to go in and be an entrepreneur. And what actually happened, that was in 2017. I had a very, very good job at Novartis. I was really happy being there, loved my job, loved my colleagues, everything was beautiful. And then I think that perhaps destiny, it knocked on the door. So in the spring of 2017, my dad-in-law, he was diagnosed with Body-Levy, and my mom, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and it was a very tough information to get and to find out, okay, so how am I going to navigate in the future that is going to come to me now? And while I was going through this transition, I went into part-time and thinking, okay, I will be able to cope with this. This will be okay. This will be okay. I came back to the full-time position at Novartis, and I had actually just done the Nordic brand marketing plan, and we were about to present it to the entire management team. And then my sister, she called and told me that the tumor in her brain had grown and that she had to have a new surgery. And that actually pulled everything away from me. It was just like, it was like a huge house just completely collapsed. And I sat there and I was like, okay, why is this happening? Why is everything just tumbling down when I'm actually in a place where I feel really good? And there was just this little tiny voice saying to me, you know what, you only got this life, and you always live with a life that is called no regrets. So what are you going to do about it? And I thought, you know what? I've always wanted to have my own marketing agency, and I want to help other companies within healthcare to succeed with the experience that I have. So I looked at my husband at that time, and I said, you know what? I am actually going to resign from my position now. And I did. And the week when I decided to resign, then I got an email through LinkedIn from an old colleague in China that asked what I was doing right now, and he said that he actually was looking for somebody that could help a connection he knew building up a business in Europe of a portfolio that I had been responsible for many years ago. And I said, you know what, I'm actually going independent, so let me take this meeting. I took the meeting with the CFO, and within 20 minutes, he said, "Anne-Marie, what are you doing now?" And I told him, because I had this huge title at Novartis, and he said, "Damn." So you know what? I am going to resign, and it has nothing to do with you, but now I need to follow my heart. And he said, "Great, can we then hire you in as a consultant?" So that was, so I was really, really fortunate. And from there on, I just got, everything just came to me constantly. I mean, orders came in, customers came, everything was just working beautifully. And I was like, wow, it's so easy to actually build up a company. And I started having employees, and everything was going really, really well. While this was going really well, then my sister, she had her surgery, and my dad-in-law, he was getting more and more ill, and also my mom. So I was navigating with all that, taking more and more responsibility. And I had this feeling inside of me, this, how can I say, emptiness, like there was something that just didn't feel right. And then in 18, my husband and I, we got a divorce. And when we got the divorce, everything just, like, customers, they fell apart, contracts were not working out, everything, the staff, it all just like tumbled. And it felt like darkness, like really, really darkness. And where you're just like, what is happening now? What is happening now? And I have this perception that either you act from fear or you act out of faith. And I believe so strongly that I would be able to help somebody with the knowledge and the experience that I had, that I was like, you know what, I'm going through this. I am simply going through this. And I just worked my butt off to save the company. And actually I was in a situation where I did not know how actually I could get the income for the next month and what will happen with the employees. And I asked for a certain amount, and I prayed. And the day after I had asked for that amount, then I got a phone call, and there was a customer placing exactly that amount that I prayed for. And from there on, I have believed in miracles all the time, and I have stopped acting out of fear, but going within and going with the faith instead, and believing what I did, that could benefit and help others. And what happened then was that slowly I started to build a completely new business. It was still Amazing Home, but I actually embraced that it was a healthcare accelerator, because that was what happened. It was not customer coming in that needed the traditional marketing advice and the traditional branding advice, which I also could give, but it was customers that was looking for empowerment of their projects and what they were doing, and that needed to have this extra guidance, and also where I could support them in navigating in the complex landscape which healthcare is. And that has just been building up and building up and building up. And what I learned about this really, really, really dark period of my life is how super important it is that you actually listen to your intuition, because every single time that I have made a mistake, one of the really big ones, I did not listen to my intuition. I was like, somebody else persuaded me, and then I was like, you know what, it's going to be okay. I can do this. And then when I did it, I knew that the bill would come, and it did every single time. So now I go full in with my intuition, and what I found out is that the more you actually listen to your inner guidance and to your inner wisdom, the stronger it gets, and the more guidance you get, and the easier the flow of life actually gets. And then when I was introduced to the true storytelling principles, then everything just started to fall in place. Actually, it was just like a big puzzle I had where I couldn't find out how it should be, and suddenly I could see, oh hey, wait a minute, so I'm actually guiding within truth, I'm actually guiding within authenticity, I'm actually guiding within flow, and I'm trying to show to all my clients and everything, but look what is actually happening in your situation, and can you look at your situation as a lesson or as a blessing? And if you actually go in your life situations with that thought, is this a lesson or is this a blessing? Then everything starts to come into a flow, because suddenly you start to see situations where you can learn from. And when you start to learn from them, then you grow as a human. And then you take a step further and you take a step further. And that journey is really, really beautiful. And what I've also learned is that when it comes to relations, how important it is actually to set healthy boundaries, and especially with the entrepreneurship, that you show the direction and that you show, but this is what I stand for and this is what I will not accept. And especially when it comes to clients or partnerships, if I feel that the energy is not working, that there's something where, well, it doesn't feel right, then I let it pause, and I like go a bit back and see what is going to happen. And then naturally something happens that shows, okay, so this is actually not a relation to build on. So there's a lot of tools and a lot of guidance the more you are in flow. And what I also learned is that when you really, really want something, like you grab it like this, and I want it, you will not get it. But the minute you go like, this feels good, I'm going to let it go, and I have faith in it, and I believe that this is it will go for the highest benefit of all, then it comes. And that is a learning that I'm constantly working on. And you get the challenge that you really want it, and you just have to say, I have to let it go, because then it can come to me with the pace and with the timing that it should. So the true storytelling principles, where you really need to be true and authentic to yourself, is really much about listening to your heart and find out, so the relations that I'm in, are they built in with love? Is it love that I give? Am I surrounded by people that lift me up and encourage me? Or am I surrounded by people that is saying no and that you cannot do it? And then make a firm choice within you. You know what? I want to be surrounded by people that wants the very best for me, and that gives me the constructive critique that I need to actually to grow as a human being, and that can lift me in the path that I want to do. And there it's also about creating this direction for where you want to go. And I've heard that you talked about, so what about a business plan when you are within entrepreneurship? And I say business plan is very important, but they are also adjustable. They're not firm. You have a direction, and this is how you want to go. But there will always be a situation where you need to navigate in it, and you need to be open and listen to what is going on within the area that you are working within, and find out whether you need to adjust your business plan a bit in order to get where you want to go. But it's important to know where you want to go, and to set milestones and set a timing for your activities, so that you're not, as an entrepreneur, again overwhelmed with everything. Because as an entrepreneur, there will be so many activities and so many projects, and you need to have a really steady mind and say, okay, so this is direction I want to go. And this is what I help the customers and clients with as well, when they come with their ideas within healthcare, welfare, technology, or medical device. I help them with, okay, so which patient group is it that you're looking for? Who is it that you're helping? Have you been speaking to the patients? Do you know where they are? Help them getting as much insight as possible, because the more insight you actually can get into the target group, the better you also will be at building the relationship and building really valuable conversations with the customers and stakeholders that you have. And that is another aspect, that is the conversations that you have with your stakeholders is when I go into meetings, I always go into, okay, so what can this conversation bring of value to them? You know, I'm not going in and selling something. I'm saying, so what is the value that you actually, how can we help each other going in the same path, going at the same journey together? What do I have that will make you be a winner in your surroundings? And it gives a completely new atmosphere. It gives a completely new relation within the entire business area. And what actually happens there in the relation is that it's built on such a solid and an authentic foundation, because you actually show that you care, and that is not for your own benefit, but it's for mutual benefit. And it gives a completely new perception in the way that you do business. And that's the way I do business with everybody. And, you know, sometimes I write, and I just write because I want to make sure that they're okay. I hope you're having a beautiful day. If I find out something is going on, I'm sorry to hear this. I hope everything, you know, just to show that you really care. And business doesn't always need to be just cool cash. You know, we're all human, and we are longing for authenticity and for love. And I think especially these days, you know, where a lot is just like automated and streaming, and everything is just going at such a fast pace, that we need more tenderness and slow and emotion, and really be able to feel the relations that we have. So another aspect, that is the reflection when you are an entrepreneur, which is really, really important. And that is that you always go in and you reflect on, I will say, of course, the wins. It's beautiful to win, and I am grateful for all the winnings I have. I really am. But I'm also reflecting on where I've done the failures, and what happened when I did the failures, and what could I learn from them, and make sure that I do not do them again, and adjust to them. And the entrepreneurship journey is very tough. I'm a single mom to 2 boys, and my most important thing here, that is to be sure to make them happy, and that they have a happy mom, and that is actually done by the very, very beautiful and simple tool called gratitude. You know, be grateful for where you are in life, and with whatever situation that you have. Be grateful for it, and feel within yourself this beautiful energy of everything is going to be okay, and then act from a place of faith and love, and then everything is actually all is well then. And I'm so pleased to be in the entrepreneurial journey, and be able to help others, guiding them to be okay with the unknown, because you never know what the future will bring. So I think that's my words. Thank you.